Welcome back. We now zone into the SIM registration process, which seems to be causing a frenzy across the country. First up this evening, we're joined on the line by the Telecom Namibia CEO, Stanley Shanapinda, to speak to us on the deactivation as well as the influx of persons flocking to mobile homes to register their SIMs after realizing they were unable to receive nor make calls as the grace period lapsed. Mr. Shanapinda, good evening and welcome to the Daily Roundup.
Good evening and thanks for having us.
How are the mobile homes responding to the hordes of people that are flocking, in order to salvage their mobile numbers?
So we had to make additional efforts in our teleshop to bring additional staff members back on board, additional interns and students to help assist with the registration process. We had to ensure that we can register those customers as quickly as possible. So we've made some short processes to ensure that as soon as they file their paperwork, that we can send it to the technical team to do the reactivations in the shortest possible time.
Well, I must commend you on the time frame on registering your card with your establishment. I was there and it took nearly almost 2 to 3 minutes. Very, very commendable. Tell us how many...
Thank you very much.
How many SIM cards has actually been registered with TN Mobile thus far? And also talk to us about the outstanding figure that still needs to adhere to the score.
So we're still counting the number since the 1st of April, but as at the 31st of March, we had 245,694 SIM cards registered, and we've got roughly 191,598 still outstanding. That number would have reduced by a few thousands, by a couple of thousands in the past 2 days.
Well, of course, the deactivation of SIM cards can translate into a loss of revenue for the business. So briefly speak to us about this and the effect it has, and of course how as TN Mobile you plan to remedy this.
So we've made rough estimations based on our ARPU numbers, and we estimate between 6.3 and 8.6 million that we may be losing on a monthly basis if these numbers do not register. And so we are looking at extending opening hours for our customers. As I've indicated, we've shortened the process within which we reactivate those numbers as soon as the customers have registered to minimize the possible potential negative impact on revenue.
And Mr. Shanapinda, can you talk to us about what are some of the reasons that some SIM card holders have not been registering, their SIM cards?
I think there's a myriad of reasons. I think our country is quite big and it's quite vast. Traveling and so logistical issues that customers are facing in order to go to the nearest places. Also for us as providers to go out to all the regions and all the remote areas to ensure that those numbers are getting registered. And those are some of the challenges we face. I think some of the customers may have hoped that during the last days that there would be fewer people at registration points. But then everyone else thought the same thing. And so therefore you see that huge influx of people coming through only now at the late stage.
You mentioned one of the remedies you're looking at is having longer operating hours. Have you sort of given any information concerning this to the public at this juncture or not yet?
So we were reviewing aspects at the close of business today, and we've sent through instructions in that particular regard. We're going to review and see how it's been working out tonight, and then tomorrow we should be making a public announcement in that regard.
Fantastic. Well, Mr. Shanapinda, thank you so much for your time this evening. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks for having us.
That was Mr. Stanley Shanapinda, who is the CEO of TN Mobile. As we all do know, that SIM cards that went unregistered as of the 31st of March have been temporarily discontinued. If you'd like to reactivate your SIM card, you have to get it registered between now and the next 3 months. Now, we move on to MTC, and in this insert, its Chief Human Capital Corporate Affairs and Marketing Officer, Tamekanjo, explains that customers with suspended numbers will not be able to utilize any services for the interim until they comply with the SIM registration process. Let's take a look.
SIM registration